Gotta set up my handy dandy tripod thing. Check out my messages. Won't be so bad. It's such a tight fit. We did this not that long ago. There's too many cables here. So many cables. So little time. I think we're good. I think we're good. See how it goes. We're doing a vertical today because my voice keeps cracking today. Puberty's a thing. Anyways, voice keeps cracking. Lost my train of thought. Do a vertical today. So one, I can see the chat easier, and two, I just don't feel like setting it all up. Hey, funny oven man. So I'm just gonna sit here, work on a couple of things I gotta touch up because I'm gonna be shipping out tomorrow. We finished him a while back, but he got paid for. But from hanging around, he's got a couple of little nicks, and I never properly sealed it, so gonna be working on that. You'll notice Godzilla's missing his head, which I could probably pop back on now. We're kind of done with that portion of the customizing because I just finished up making some 3D parts for him. So in the near future, he's gonna have an eye patch. I made Hedora orbs that'll be 3D printed. And hopefully in the near future, I want to make little skeleton hands, and I'll make it all like one set. There's new Godzilla stuff. I think I heard about it, but if you want to refresh my memory. There was the gold Godzilla? I know that got announced recently. Did I grab my paint thing? I don't think I did. Well, anyways, main thing I got to do today is we're going to paint him metallic blue. So I figured we'll just sit here and get to it. Hey, Gamerzilla. I did bring down the paintbrushes. Because also today I went on Escapade. Yeah, there's a normal -1. Oh, the Bandai vinyls. Yes, okay. Yeah, I know about that. I need to get the Odo Isla one. The Breath variant one looks kind of but the Odo Isle one for sure would be, I feel like I need. So but they announced the monster arts already, but nothing with that. So I gotta mix a brown. Need brown. 2 primary color of paints today. Also, almost got these 2 done. It's 2 more Zillas. One is, this one in particular is made to look kind of like the maquette from the movie. So it's got a bit more greens on it than I normally do. And did a basic one. Is it 25? I know a couple of people in my Discord were grabbing them. So. Ugh. Well, I was just how much? I was like, well, maybe because of shipping, but I don't think shipping was that bad from the Godzilla store. Holy crap, there's 40 people here. Why did we get this many people in the normal stream? I wonder if that's views or that's how many people. I'm impressed if it's people. I appreciate it if you're here. Oh, we'll say 40 people and only 1 like. All right. Enough teasing. Needs a black paint. Oh, anything else exciting? But yeah, I made those. I was working on those a little bit ago. Forgot to mention, we went on Escapade to get somebody in my vicinity was selling a art table. And I've been wanting to get something like that for upstairs. So while Casey's running around, and just because my wife works overnights, so she sleeps during the day, I have to watch Casey. But it's hard for me to work on it because all my stuff's down here. And I don't really like bringing Casey down here because there's like too many things you don't really want her playing with down here. So I thought it'd be nice to have like an actual like table for upstairs. I could have like all the sculpting, paint, like some sculpting and paint stuff in it, so I can work on stuff upstairs respectably. Mainly I plan on sculpting, so for me anyways. But my wife also does stuff too. I'm trying to get her to do more things, so it's kind of like my sneaky little way of kind of nudging her in that direction. So hopefully that'll be cool. What's it say? Are we getting any more? Don't do that. I want it. It gives me a button, but it's right next to the slide thing where you adjust the chat. And my fingers are too fat. I just want to see more people are chatting. That's all I want in my life. There we go. Apologies for that. Still getting used to using the phone. Leather Brown. Also, still got to check out, because -1's on Netflix now. So I've been meaning to rewatch it, because I've only seen it the one time, so I'm super excited. Appreciate it, D. Hey, Glitch Trap, good, you can make it. Oh, that sucks. The Begon's a good one. Yeah, I might have to grab the Oda one. Well, because I don't know how many of you guys know, but I also enjoy wrestling. I don't buy too many of the figures. I mainly just have like some NWO stuff from back in the day. Well, they're newer figures, but they're NWO, so it's what I wanted. But I really like Danhausen, and Jazz were on their Vault thing. Put up a Danhausen figure, so I grabbed that recently. I'm just working on random things. Figure just turn the camera on and whatever. I didn't feel like because I've been working on scanning stuff today, so my entire thing's all jacked up right now, and I didn't feel like setting it up. And I only have an unimportant review set to go on the Patreon today, but I was lazy yesterday and only put up one instead of two, and I was like, I'll get around to it, and never did. So after this, I will be putting that video up, so we have a video for tomorrow. But mainly I wanted to touch this guy up so I can go out to the garage, spray him with a couple of coats. So I'll probably spray him once tonight, once in the morning. And then he'll be going off to his new home. He's actually one I was thinking about scanning, but having got to mess around with the scanner for a little bit, I don't think it's going to work really good on that one. Sexy female characters. I wish I was better at doing humanoid characters. I'm hoping to work on that in the near future, because there's a couple of ideas from like mangas that I want to do. Because I still want to do my girlfriend's a T-Rex. I want to make some figures of that. Yes, it is. I actually busted them out of the box because when I was doing that Godzilla, when I'm working on that, I was sculpting yesterday. I was thinking about covering up with that. Found out it's actually too small. So I have to put the Funko back in the box. I've been meaning to sell the stupid thing, but I've had it on Facebook Marketplace forever. Nobody wants it. So it might just end up being a Hammer video at some point. No, it's the regular one. I have the big Kong and Godzilla, the basic one, and then like a few of the small ones, but I don't need them, so I'm having wanting to get rid of them. Hey, Art. If you give me a second. Come back. You'll see my messy basement where I do all my stuff, but it's this one. That dude, I know which ones you're talking about. I didn't end up grabbing them. I have these three because this was the FYE one. That's the ones we did videos of a while back. Sure, why there's a turtle. Small Godzilla, Mecha Godzilla, and the big chunky Godzilla. Here. I've been wanting to get rid of them as a set. Everybody wants to buy the Godzilla off me. Nobody wants poor old King Kong. Doesn't get enough love. Okay, so the other thing I was kind of hoping to do is paint this thing metallic blue. That's what I need the other cup for. Which, shoot me to the side. Oh, my drawer just broke. Wow. Yeah, he wants some behind the scenes over here. I have a drawer with the paint, and I just went to pull that out. Snap the tar out of it. Well, now that we're looking, I know there's a glow-in-the-dark blue paint in here. I've seen it. I also know why it broke, because this drawer is way too fudging heavy. Glow-in-the-dark blue, where are you? I think I see it more in the back. I think it's back. I haven't hanging around, did I? I don't think I did. Okay, I might have to sit you guys down for just a second. Back to reality. Kind of the nice thing, I could twist you guys around. Plastic shoe boxes. Yeah, it's one of those, like, I keep building up more and more random paints, and then it just kind of getting tossed in here. Eventually, I just have a problem. Hey, found it. All right. For some other reason, I thought it was a big, small bottle. It was the giant one, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I gotta get a new one anyways. Well, yeah, I want it so when you hit it with the black light, it goes, woo. The custom zone? Yeah. This one I've been working on painting. This one's designed to look like the maquette. Well, painted to look like it. It's got more greens on the coloring with it. And it's got the blue tum-tums. Spines are a little brighter. Here's a bone. I still gotta finish doing the face. You give me mod? No, it's my mod. Paints, I just use acrylic. Most acrylics will work. Model colors is really solid. They're small and kind of expensive, but they don't require, they're really good for doing the dry brushing on that, which is pretty much the majority of the figure you're doing dry brushing. Dry brushing or like really light brush. So you don't use a lot of paint. So this stuff works really good. Primer wise, I use this in particular for that was Vallejo, which their paints also work really well. They're kind of in the same wheelhouse. They all work good. So I'm going to take some neon blue. Quite a bit. Yeah. We need something with metallic in it. I have some pearlescence. Ooh, forgot. I moved everything over here. That's silver. We don't want silver. I also just slapped all my gloves that I just bought on top of it, so now I can't see. Oh, there we go. Iridescent white. Nice generous helping of that in there so we get some metallic. Relatively big brush. Need it to not be so wet. I can maybe water it down. It's a plan on kind of doing this more like a wash. Hells yeah. Mix that up. It's going to be a little brighter, but once you put it on there, and then Because how dark the figure is, it'll tint the coloring on it a bit. Maybe I lied. That might be a little bright still. Let's see. Regular blue. The next full review will be this guy's. Actually, I'm working on it now because I just did the comparisons, so now I can edit the video. I just haven't had a crap ton of time to really sit down and edit things. Oh, that was way too much black. That black's really strong. Whoops. Need a new cup. New cup, new cup, new cup. More cups are back here. It's always the one fun thing about mixing paint. I usually don't try to use a bunch of it, but trying to... God, I need that more like solid blue, just not dark. Not that one. One of these colors is not like the other. Okay, as I say, go through all these freaking paints and just not get a blue. There. Hey, P. Do some heavy body blue. There we go. That looks better. Add some more neon. Just make sure I get that color consistency that I want. Okay, I think that should do. Okay, that looks more blue. There we go. More like what I wanted. Getting into customizing, it's fun. Customizing is great. Pretty much just going to slap some blue all over this thing and then go back over and re-dry brush it. And then in some sections I might heighten a little bit more of the lighter blue. Like along the back here, and the spines, I might go back over one more time. The rest of this is kind of want it more dull. Honestly, don't really need too much on the hands, but so you can join the Blue Man Group. Uh-oh. Just realized I don't have my hairdryer down here. Nope. Depends what you're doing. I would never sand a figure unless there's a particular reason for it. Like if you're like if you need it, like you're trying to get a smooth texture or something, there would be a reason to sand. But other than that, if you sand, you're going to end up losing detailing. So definitely wouldn't recommend doing that. Hey, Dino Collection. If you want to strip the paint, you can use some like isopropyl alcohol. Will work really well. And it won't damage the plastic on the figure. But that being said, for the most part, if you just go over it with a primer and then do what you're doing with it, should be good. Hey, Dino Collections. Hey, Jeremy. This one we're just making it the like energized Godzilla. That's what this one was. So in Godzilla X Con, there's a scene in particular where the lightning bolts are shooting out of him. That's what this one's going to end up being. Previous stream, we worked on doing the, whatchamacallit, lightning bolts. So there's a bunch of lightning bolts everywhere. I got a box full of them. Now it's just getting him blue and then letting him dry, do the brushing. I see, he's looking great. He is going to be the bluest Godzilla you've ever seen. I'll tell you, take like a really dark gray and then go back over this with some dry brushing. Try and make it look more like the night scene. I don't know, dry brushing is this thing. It's one of those like, it takes a lot of passes for this thing, but it's actually a relatively quick paint job. One thing you want to make sure though is not have any paint globs. So I'm going pretty quick with this thing, but you'll see I tend to go back over a lot of sections because while it's sitting here, it's going to start drying. And then some of the paint might be pooled up a little bit in some sections. So I try to spread it around as I keep going over it. Because especially when you're customizing figures, generally lighter is always better. The only time I go heavy is when I'm doing stuff like this, where I really am trying to fill in the crevices. So again, we'll apply a bunch of paint to a section, just kind of keep spreading it around. Now, I wonder if my heat gun's still hooked up. Granted, I'm going to have it on the low setting so I don't melt this thing. So I had it hooked up because I've been working on sculpting stuff, so which is the thing I want to work more on in my spare time so I can make good use out of the scanner, which I found out that it doesn't have that hard of a time scanning the clay, so that's really cool. Oh, sweet, you're from Korea? Good question. I have no idea why we don't have 100K. I would love to have 100K. 100K would be sweet. But I think a lot of it's mainly just like YouTube algorithm, sort of the subject matters that we mainly go over. Like, granted, Godzilla's been getting more and more popular with all the new movies coming out and everything, which definitely, you think it would help. It helped quite a bit when 2021 came out, but for some odd reason, this one it didn't really attract that much traffic to the channel. And I think we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot because of just like how much variety of content we do. because we do these customizing stuff. We play video games on occasion. We do the reviews, hammer videos, unboxings, you name it. Pretty much as a general collector, I show you guys everything that I do as a collector. But YouTube's like, you're not just specifically painting something all the time. We're not showing you showing your stuff. You're not reviewing, just doing reviews. Bad channel, bad. But also what we were doing really good on the YouTube algorithm was when we were just pretty much like pumping out reviews. But then we always get asked about doing all the other content. And, I just always kind of really liked having some variety on the channel anyways. So for me, just like if I was filming like reviews all the time, every time, and having to edit them all the time, every time, just it's kind of old, quick. Oh, I didn't plug it. We don't need the phone charger anymore. All right, now hopefully you guys don't watch me melt this thing on stream. Don't put it in the high setting. I know high setting bad. But what I'll do is I'll heat it up, get the paint drying, and then I can already kind of see it's pooled up in some spots. So now, take this, start spreading that pooled paint around again. Now, funny, all right, I should just send you the blue Godzilla and be like, yeah, it's close enough. Here you go. He is energized as all energized can be. Well, my hope is doing it this way is that when you put him under a black light, he'll hopefully look really sweet. Or UV light. Which I currently don't have one in the house. The UV light is hanging on the garage with the 3D printing stuff. Okay. Refresh this. Yeah, like I mentioned, don't recommend using a heat gun to cure the paint job on your figures faster. But like the title suggests for this live stream, being kind of lazy. So. And I left it upstairs. I ain't going back. Kind of just what you do with these things. It's just a little bit of heating, spread the paint around, a little bit of heating, spread the paint around, a little bit of heating, add some paint here and there. Like that section there could use some more blue. Some of these sections here could use some more blue. Like I mentioned, I might also just hit this with a little bit of a brighter blue in some spots, just to get that variety. Keeping it far away. Because one time, when I was first customizing, you might know on the channel, we made a Don Fry figure. And I was trying to get its head onto the Duke Nukem body because I use the Duke Nukem as a base. Well, this same heat gun, I was like, okay, well, I'll heat up the socket, pop it on. Well, I didn't realize how hot this thing got, or just how fast it gets, and it ended up partially melting the head. So I had to get a new down fry and learn my lesson. Oh God, I don't even know who's my favorite character in the Skull Island game. I didn't get to play it enough to really make a vested interest in it. Kind of like the villain dude. Nice concept wise. Live on stream. I've been looking for the stupid thing. It's been sitting right there. Yeah. Oh, except my printers have been sharing the one. I'm like, well, I guess I'll have to buy a new one of these because I got a C-Rex that I plan on printing. But I couldn't find the card to load it onto. And there it is. Cool. I'm glad you like that one. If you guys, if you have a 3D printer, you can buy the file from Arctic Figures on Cults 3D. It's available on. And if you got a 3D printer, know somebody with a 3D printer, you can get it printed. All right, just need this kind of dried enough so that I can hand it. Yes, please help us reach 100K. Liking the videos, sharing the videos helps a ton. Watching the videos in the background, even if you don't plan on paying attention to them, but you're painting an action figure or whatnot. Just turn on one of our videos and just kind of just have it going. All of that helps greatly, and it's free. We did paint a Sonic figure. Actually, not that long ago. I actually still have the part. Well, I have her because we used the hammer part. Amy hanging out here. I will say, like a lot of the commissions that come through on this channel, they're commissions. So like this guy, I'm not really doing this for the fun of it. I enjoy doing it, but most everything I'm working on the channel is usually for some proprietary reason for myself. God, I wish they helped me focus on my chores. I was trying to do housework today, and I hate doing housework. Because I always feel like whenever I'm doing housework, it's not making money. So I don't want to do it. But for you guys sticking around, I'm going to probably end up shutting the stream off here in a few. But I'll show you guys what I've been working on for myself in my spare time, which, again, might become a proprietary thing sometime once it's done. Because if it looks good, I'll probably scan it. If it doesn't look good, tear it apart and move on to what I bought the stuff for. Which I already started kind of working on things already. Because you've seen on the other stream, I had some monster clay I was messing around with. And I actually got the stuff to work. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, Godzilla here is going to have some accessories to make him more like the 72. So, eye patch, Hedorah orbs. I want to make some skeleton hands for him. I tried scanning, because my thought process was to scan the hand, because it has the ball joint attached to it. So I can scan it, put it on Blender, and then just dumb down the detailing quite a bit, and then make it more look like skeleton hands. But because they're black, the printer's having problems. So I gotta get the spray to do that. Or I have spray that we used previously to test out for the C-Rex That messed up its paint job, so I don't want to do it to that thing because I don't want to mess up anything. Have a good one, Adam. I don't know, both the printers are working now. 3D printers are up. I got the vats fixed on the small one, so that's printing. That's doing an actual, that's doing, I forget the thing's name. I just called the file Anime Dragon. But currently printing that thing for a commission. So with this, we're probably, like I said, we're probably going to call it good here for paint job for this. I'm just going to let it sit overnight and then work on possibly dry brushing that tomorrow. I got to wrap up some Star Wars ones too, so I get paid for those. Don't plan on doing bootleg stuff. For my scanner, I don't plan on, like, lack of a better term, stealing things. The only thing I scan that I plan on making prints of, and I don't feel bad about because the company's defunct and this never got a release anyways, but a buddy in our Discord sent me a prototype T-Rex from the Godzilla animated series. And I got a successful scan of that, and I'm going to print it off, make it look more like a statue, and then scan it, reprint it, and bada bing, bada boom. So we got that going. Also, I think my wife's coming now. She's glaring at me right now. As wives do. Anyways, I was going to show you guys the thingy I was sculpting real quick. So hold on. Over there.
Tomorrow.
6 to 11:30.
Okay, because you just pick up Casey. That was.
Okay, that's fine.
So I can sleep.
That works. Oh, oh, my knee just popped. Getting old sucks. Everything hurts. I thought the movie was good. Paint rub, like it weren't specific, just like being handsy with it. Is it rubbing? For the most part, to help with that, you want to make sure you use a primer on the figure so that the paint has something to adhere to. Because if you don't use a primer, paint can rub off. Or if the paint's not strong enough, if you're using some like cheapy acrylic paint, kind of like this stuff here, like the full cart paint, doesn't adhere very well. So I like it for dry brushing, but not for like base coat stuff. Granted, you saw I used it for that, but I also mixed some other paints in with it to hopefully help it adhere, because like the one thing I mixed in was primer. But you want to make sure you primer it, and then make sure you seal it properly, so you give it enough time to dry after it's painted, and then you're going to want to do like a matte seal on it, and then that's also helped to keep it from rubbing off. Joints, you can use super glue. Super glue helps. Depends on specific things. I could do it with these, but it's not very cost effective. But to keep the paint from rubbing on here, you'll see it's kind of like there's these touching sections. The paint can rub off if you mess around with it too much. But you can always add a little bit of super glue to this section here. And then once that hardens, it'll also keep the paint from rubbing off. Which also works good with jointed sections. But if it's like hinge joint sections and the paint's rubbing off, you're kind of at your own devices on that one. Dyeing the plastic sometimes helps. Or you could try sanding down the joint so there's not as much rub happening. That could also help. Godzilla Vinimates? I don't know, I'll have to look at that. I'm not sure about what that one is. But you see here, I can be a little handsies with it because I haven't really gotten around to it yet. But started working on this. started getting the shape down. I still gotta get the detailings and everything on it. Still working on getting the shape down. But I'm trying to just set it up so that the mouth can not be attached. So that I'll be able to, because like I said, the hope is when it's done, I can scan it, scan this, and then make a little model so people can paint. But I'm hoping when I'm done, it's going to look kind of like the 55 puppet that you see in Godzilla Raids Again. So hopefully. Like I said, still trying to work on getting the shape. Oh, cool. And no, you can't have the Zilla. It's mine. Mine, all mine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen those. There's a few of them. I think there's a Shin, right? There's a Shin one. I know I've seen some of them hanging around. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this live stream. I'm going to call it good for today. So help us defeat those guys by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys, like about the day with channel, donate. Greatly would appreciate it. I really got to get around to finishing that one other Legacy figure. Keep saying I'm going to work on it, and then other stuff happens. Like today, I was working on the scanner and trying to get that stuff working. So that was kind of today's thing. So now I know how it works and how to get small things to work. Now it's just getting spray so that I'll be able to more effectively use it. So now I know until I get the spray, I don't have to worry about doing super tiny things. But if you'd like to help support the channel, we have a Patreon. We also have there's no links in the description of this video. But for every other video, we have links for Entertainment Earth. You can help support the channel that way. Get yourself some sweet collectibles. They do free shipping over $80. Super reliable. If you'd like to get some higher Godzilla figures, link in the description. Well, we also have links in some descriptions for the Calcus toys. You can save 6% off your order. Code Steve Calcus to checkout. When are we getting more Godzilla toys? Oh, the Stevie Toy Room? At some point. They're kind of like whenever I have like quite a bit of time. And when I got something in mind. And to be honest, like, one thing that sucks about them is like lately they have like past few haven't really been doing that great in views, so it just kind of also just doesn't help incentivize getting them done. So I kind of have to have like a good reason or an idea in order to do one. I would have loved a Monster Musume season 2 or just more Monster Musume because the manga also stopped, which also hurt my feelings. I still want to get a good Rachni. I wish they would make a good Rachnera figure because she's my favorite. I know there's a garage kit, which I've been hopping between trying to maybe get a hold of, but we'll see how it goes. And hopefully I'll get to mess around with this guy more tomorrow. Have to heat him up and sculpt him. Because like I said, I think the overall shape, I think, is there. And once I detail him, I think I'll be a little bit happier with it. It's just getting the mouth set up right. It's more what I got to work on now. And then probably putting like a fold in the neck. Oddly enough, with the 55 though, like the spines don't start like up here; they start like towards the back. It's always weird. Ooh, watching from Japan, sweet. Appreciate it. Sadly, we're gonna be getting off here just a second. But I move all the time, Panny. It's fine. Everybody else thinks her as and I are a couple. A lot of the questions on the earlier videos was like, we're either brothers or we're lovers, one or the other. It couldn't be just friends from work. Yeah, that's the game plan. It's the 55 puppet from Raids Again. I'd appreciate it. If I would have had the actual stream stuff, if you subscribed, there would have been things that popped up and everything. Super cool. Like I said, being super lazy today, so I didn't even set up to rotate the camera. You can let me know if you guys like this setup, because I'd be definitely more willing to do some more of these in the near future. Just random lazy ones. I kind of want to do Since -1's out, we could watch it on stream. It's kind of think about doing a live stream commentary. So you'll watch the movie. Well, you can watch me watch the movie since I can't play the movie on YouTube, but you can watch me watching it. And we can chit chat while it's going. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next. Why is it showing filters? I don't understand. Later.